Good morning, it's me. I'm back. I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am ready to stamp with you today. I'm so excited. So right now I'm going to get my randomizer ready. And oh good, Nancy is on. I'm so excited. And Alexa is on. All right, I'm gonna try to find my video right now because it might help me with comments later. Dawn Marie Snell is on. Dawn, I'm so happy that you're on here. You specifically are somebody that I thought of when I was thinking about this. I'm like, I know she's got full sheets of designer paper. Good morning. I see Sharon and Carrie. All right, I'm trying to find my video on here as well on my computer, and Penny's on here. I'm so excited. This just is a fun thing. All right. Oops. Just a sec. Oh, and I'm gonna have to turn my volume off. Okay, so I'm gonna play it on here.
Got full sheets of
Oops.
designer paper.
Sorry, just a sec. I gotta turn my volume off.
All right, I'm trying to find my.
This is how.
My video.
This is the difference between Marsha's here. Oh yay, Judy's here. Wow, you are up early, girl. Holy cow! And Jamie's here. I'm so excited. Okay, just a sec. I'm trying to get to. I don't mean to be distracted, but I'm trying to get so that I can see comments. Dot is on. I didn't see. Oh, there you are. I didn't see you on here. Wonder if it'll keep popping up for me. Oh, it is good. And Dina's on. Good morning. This is so much fun. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit longer. Just kind of waiting this morning for people to get on. I'll gab at you. I don't know that I have any stories for you, but I'll gab at you a little bit. One thing that would be fun, you had a hard time getting on. You know what? I got on late. I was like a minute or two late, so that might be why you had a hard time, Jamie. Sorry, I meant to get down here early, and I'm not an early person. I'm not. Sorry. So one thing that would be fun is sharing what designer paper you chose for today. And of course, I want people to take a picture of like all the cards that they make and share it on. Don't share it on this page. Don't share it on Dazzled by Stamping. Oh, that just reminded me. I should put it on my community group. Just a sec. I don't usually do this. Share it on your timeline. But some people might not be on my actual page. So I'm going to share there right now. Normally it's not a time factor. It doesn't matter. Alexa chose Lily Pad designer paper. Lynn Vanderlucht is on. Good morning. Linda's watching. I know she's got to work though. That's a bummer. Thanks for watching with us. So I'm so happy that my comments are coming up. So I don't think that I'm going to have to take you up and down because I have my laptop sitting here and they seem to be coming up good. Hi. I'm so happy you're here. It's just so much fun. Okay, so while I'm kind of using Delightful Daisy, ooh, I loved that one. That's fun. You're going to have some happy sunshiny kind of cards. Raspberry Lemonade? That's your designer paper? Is that not Stampin' Up? Because that doesn't sound familiar. It sounds bright, refreshing. Bird ballad, yeah, up too early. Sorry, Judy. Bird ballad is lovely. Ooh, I'm so excited to see these. Okay, so what I was saying is make sure that you share a picture of all your cards because everybody's going to be, everybody's is going to look different. Even though we're all doing the same basic designs. Raspberry Lemonade. That sounds like something that we would have had Butterflies. Yes, it's old. Okay. I feel like maybe we had a kit with that. Penny's sharing Parisian Blossom. So exciting. Okay. So, I don't think I'm going to have to take you up and down because my comments are coming up well on my laptop. That makes me happy. So I can just keep it down and not have to worry about that, but I still can see comments. Mine is old, not sure of the name. That's all right. We'll be excited to see it. Okay, so if you're not part of my Dazzled by Stamping community group, I would love for you to ask to be a member of that. I'm sure I've invited most of you on there. But you have to be, if I haven't invited you, I have to okay your membership. So that's where I would love for you to share your pictures of your cards so everybody can see what they are. I guess actually in the comments of this particular video post would be okay too. But if you just plain post it on my page without it being under the video, only I can see it unless you tag somebody else. So either post it in the comments here or do it on Dazzled by Stamping community, or you can do both. That would be fine too. Hi Kathy. So I asked people that were coming on. I'm taking a little bit of extra time, more than usual, just waiting for people to come on because I don't want you to start out behind. So I've asked people what designer paper that they chose for this Stamp Together time. So if you want to share that, that would be great. All right, so I am in my randomizer now for choosing my my winners. And I'm not sure how I want to do Come Sail Away. Sounds good. I'm not sure how I want to do my giveaway today. Like you're all stamping with me, so you all have cards, and I want you to send them. That's a good thing too. So maybe I'm gonna do this. I think maybe I'll choose 2 people, 2 winners on Friday. For you to choose maybe somebody for me to send a card to, or something like that. I think that's what I want to do, or some place to send it to, or I don't know. I'll kind of let you decide maybe. If you have a different idea, let me know. But I feel like I don't want to just send these cards to you guys because you're going to be making them right along with me. So. Okay, so I'm going to start my randomizer. We're drawing the first name from Monday. Kathy Polderman, you're my first winner. So I forgot, what did I stamp? Oh, so that's my my butterfly card. I've been putting them over at my computer, my desktop. Otherwise they get lost. If you've been to my house and have seen my stamping area, you understand. I don't want to lose them. Okay, so I'm picking another name now. Oops, that didn't pick it. That just said yes, pick one. Now it says start. How about each of us send you a card we make today? That would be wonderful. But, oh, Robin, she won. I don't think that she's on yet today. But Robin is another winner. Okay, so we're all making different designs anyways. Right, different designer paper, but I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I want to send them to somebody else. Like we all should be sending our cards out, or some of them anyway. You're welcome, Kathy. Okay, I'm going to bring up my comments back up now. Oh, I love that I can see comments right on there. Okay, so we have a good group of people. What I can see is we have 22 people on. I don't know if I have seen everybody come up. Sometimes I just don't see it. like your name doesn't pop up, or people can watch without my noticing or realizing or whatever. But we have a good group of people, and it's been almost 10 minutes, something like that. So I think I'm going to get started. Now, if you have questions, or if you feel like you're behind, feel free to tell me. Otherwise, I'm not looking for lots of comments. I mean, if you're having fun and you're ahead and whatever, feel free to comment, but I'm not looking for lots of comments today in the middle of our stamping, just because keeping you 90th birthday, that's awesome. Keeping you on pace with me stamping is my priority today. Hello, Marlene. Are you stamping with us today too? And what designer paper did you choose? I don't even know. I don't think you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, but do you have one? Do you buy product? Just curious. Raspberry Lemonade is from 2009 to 2010. And of course you have full sheets of it, Dawn. She always teases me. She's a scrapbooker, not so much a card maker, or at least for her designer paper. And she's one that she's always said, I always feel bad cutting into my designer paper, like to make cards. But we're going to get you to do that today, Dawn. Okay. So I think I'm going to put you down. Hopefully everybody is ready and on and has their workspace ready. And I probably should start with, I mean, you guys all saw it. I realized in my picture for like, this is all I'm using. I didn't even have an ink pad in there, I don't think, but I'm using Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to just remind you, I have my paper trimmer, but I got it out of the way. I'm going to collect my things here and remind you what you need, just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Okay, so I'm going to put you down. I got to do my thing. I'm going to backwards you, and I'm going to put you upside down so you can see just what I'm doing. Okay. Oh, you signed up just for discount. Awesome. Okay, so I have a punch that I chose. So this is the tailored tag punch, and ribbon that coordinates with this designer paper. So my designer paper is See a Silhouette. While I'm kind of showing you something to keep in mind, check out your designer paper, because if it has an upside and a downside, like these flowers kind of should be going up, they're not like all flip-flopped everywhere. Make sure that you have them both stacked so that they are up. This one doesn't have that so much, it goes every which way, but this one should be up. So while I'm kind of reminding you what I have, make sure that both of your pieces of designer paper are up so that you're looking at it normal. Okay, so I have 7 pieces of cardstock, including white. And I actually have a piece of white that's just off to the side too, because depending on my punches, if it fits in a certain spot, I might need more. So these are my designer paper. So I chose colors that were in my pack. So I have Blackberry Bliss, Crumb Cake. This is Blueberry Bushel. I think I might have chosen, no, that must be Pacific Point. That's what's in here. I just like Blueberry Bushel better. Poppy Parade, Crushed Curry, and Old Olive. So there are 2 of my sheets here definitely are dark, and I'm going to want to use these for ones where we're going to be punching out the greeting rather than stamping it right on here. So I'm probably going to be using these 2 colors early. So I have dimensionals. This is cut up because I sent some to my club members, and then I forgot to include them for my next club members. Blackberry Bliss, mini glue dots. I have a bone folder. It'll just have some people don't have the scoring blade on their paper cutter. Oh, and I have my paper cutter and regular adhesive. All right, I think that's all I told you to bring. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we are going to cut our cardstock. We're gonna start with, leave one of these, if you have two white or vanilla, at least leave one off to the side. We're gonna cut that in a different way. But these, we're going to cut in half, and in case you don't do it this way, I always score first and then cut. Now, when I usually like, I wonder if I have a card here like that. I usually like, oh, here's a butterfly card that I had made last week. I usually like to open my cards this way. It's just, I don't know, I feel like it's different from normal. But that's not what I prefer to do today. If you want some of those, that's fine, but there are definitely two whole sheets of cardstock that you're going to want where they are cut this way that I'm going to do right now. Okay, so I'm going to start with this. So we're cutting it, scoring it in half. I'm going to do that to all my, this is what I do when I do a big stack of cardstock. I'm going to score all my cardstock, and then I'm going to cut it all, so I don't use the wrong blade when I do it. Okay, so go ahead, and I'm just scoring in half. So this is what, when Shannon did it, Shannon is the DDM, or Demonstrator Development Manager, for the Great Lakes area. She says that you call this the hamburger fold because it ends up being the short, I don't know, I'm going to tell you wrong because I don't use this terminology. I better just be quiet. So I'm scoring all of these at 4 1/4. And I'm not going quickly because I'm trying to make sure that you are good with it too. It's funny, I've been using this See a Silhouette designer paper a bunch lately. I think since I pulled it out for this project. Okay, so I have all my stuff scored. Now I'm going to cut. So I'm cutting. I don't know if you guys do this or not, but I move my, quite often will move my cardstock to the other end when I'm switching from scoring to cutting, or vice versa, so that I don't use the wrong one. It happens far too easily. All right, so this is 5 1/2. So this is always our measurements for just a standard card, is either cutting or scoring at 5 1/2 and 4 1/4. And in fact, it's worn off. I wonder if I have my Sharpie here. In fact, I have it marked. It's worn off on the bottom, but up at the top, I don't know if you can see it, I have a Sharpie on my cutter at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2 because I always use those marks. And then I don't have to search for them so much. All right, so you may have noticed that, and I kind of described this when I was doing, putting together and trying to talk about the class and whatever. Besides our white, no, I guess maybe, well, okay, so our white is one of the 7. So we have 6 colors or other pieces of cardstock, but we're only making 10 cards. Actually, we're making 11. There's going to be a bonus card, but it's all based on what we get out of our designer paper. So I'm just stacking that up. All right, so we're also going to be cutting the white. Does everybody have their, well, just wait a minute because I don't know where everybody's at. So all of our colored is cut and scored, and we're going to be working on our white to cut it also. So if you want to, it's a catch-22. If you're behind, comment. But if you're good, then don't comment. That seems opposite. Like if you're behind, I want you to keep cutting. All right, so who feels like that is a good amount of time, or do you think we still need some? Anybody? So Marlene, you signed up just for the discount. It's a good time to sign up for the discount. That's awesome. And in fact, that's kind of what I did when I signed up, was I wanted to fund my habit. But I also knew when I started, like, I wanted to do classes. I wanted to do it right. And so I hit the ground running, and I had, in my first month after I got my kit, I had 4 workshops scheduled in that month. And at least, oh, both of you, both of my veteran stampers, Diane's behind, both of my veteran stampers, okay, I'll just gab a minute, are on here stamping with me. They were at my, well, they weren't at my very first workshop with my sister. She was one of them that had, I'll let you look at my pretty design paper instead of my plain white cardstock while I'm talking. My sister had one of my first workshops in my first month. How big are we cutting the white? Mine is 12 by 12. We're going to be cutting it down. You'll be fine. I'll tell you the measurements when we get there, because I don't want people to do it wrong or whatever. So yours is fine, Dawn. So my 2 veteran stampers, they are, they were not at my very first workshop with my sister, but they were at the next one. My sister and her work group, they're nurses. They all had a non-official stampers club for years. We would go to each person's house, and whoever the hostess was, we would go to their house, and it turned into, we would have supper there. But anyway, so who I'm calling my veteran stampers, they were at my second workshop with that group, and so the next month, I'm doing well, Pedro, and we're stamping together. I wish you could do it too. They're on here with us stamping, and they're still with me, and that's so much fun. I love that. Okay, so Dina's ready. Diane says she's behind. Are you good now, Diane? So I don't want people to get behind, because then it's, what are you doing with the white? We are going to be cutting it down, and I will show you that in a minute. I'm not doing anything yet. You're good and strong. Huh. Oh, good. Diane's ready. Okay, so now what we're going to do, the next step that we're going to do is we're going to cut our cardstock down, and yours needs to be a little bit different, Dawn. We're going to cut 2 inches off the length of here. So what that means for you, Dawn, is you want 6.5 inches left, okay? So we're cutting it off the length of, well, we're making it skinnier is what we're doing, okay? So line up this 8.5 inch line, if you're using the 8.5 by 11, with the 2 inches, so we can cut off the 2 inches. And let's see, Dawn, you would be cutting off 5.5 inches. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside for the moment, okay? So we cut off 2 inches. So we right now have 6.5 inches, but I didn't want to pull out the arm on my trimmer, so I just cut off the 2 inches here because that's easier to do. And now, so we have 6.5 inches that's going this way. So now we're going to cut this in half. So this is at 3 1/4. Okay. So I'm going to wait a minute. So we have 2 pieces that are 3 1/4 inches wide, plus we have our 2 inch thing over off the side here. Just posted ready. Yep, got it. Okay, and then we're going to turn and we're going to line it up with at our 5-inch line. Oh, you can't see it. I don't think you could read it even if you could see it. Okay, so I'm lining both of these up at 5 inches. And we're cutting that. And then we're sliding it. Ooh, it's locked. Then we're cutting the next two at 5 inches also. So for those of us using 8.5 by 11, we just have these two pieces that are basically scrap. We're just going to set that aside. We won't even use that. Okay. So we cut, yes. So the 6.5 inch piece is cut into 3 1/4. It's 3 1/4 inches wide. So that's 6.5 inches cut in half. So cut that in half to 3 1/4 inches, and then you turn it. And so you're going to be cutting off more, but you're going to cut it 5 inches and 5 inches. So we have 4 pieces that are cut to 3 1/4 inches by 5 inches. Got it? All right, I'm going to set those aside because what's next is going to be our designer paper. You're welcome, Dawn. I love having the comments up while I'm sitting here and don't have to go up and down for you. So, quick question for you, because I'm just waiting to make sure everybody is good. Those of you who come on with me and stamp and watch me stamp all the time and comment, and I love your comments. Would you like it if I had the comments going the whole time like I'm doing right now? I've always shied away from getting it set up on my laptop while I'm doing this because it was distracting to me and I wanted to be able to focus on you. But I do like being able to see you comment and asking questions. Thanks, Marcia. I do like being able to see you asking questions while I'm stamping in the middle of it, because sometimes you guys post something and I like, what was that a comment about? So it would take me an extra minute to do it, to get it set up on here, but since I'm doing it for my randomizer anyway, what do you think? Do you like the idea of me seeing right while I'm doing stuff, or do you just like me focusing on you and coming back later and whatever? Let me know. I'm taking a quick drink and then I'm gonna keep going. Of course, now that I asked you to comment, you like that idea? Alexa does. All right. So now that I asked you to comment, I'm gonna make you change your ways. Stop typing and get on here. You like that idea? Okay. You like that idea, or you're ready? Okay, so now you want both your pieces of designer paper, have them stacked up so that they're facing, you're looking at them straight up and down. If you think it'd be easier for you to know what we're commenting on, definitely. Sometimes I look at it like, huh? Excuse me? I like the idea of you seeing our comments. Okay, I just haven't ever done it. Like I felt, maybe it was because I was so new and I didn't want to do it. I just was too distracted by everything. And I didn't like the idea of, in the middle of trying to talk to you, oh, here, just a second, let me see myself on here. I didn't like that. Okay, so everybody have their designer paper, so it's straight up and down. So here's the thing. You want to turn it like this, okay? And we are cutting it in half. Both sheets, just do it at the same time. Line it up at 6 inches and cut it in half. Yes, Dawn, you have to cut it for this project. All right, so we're not even going to use this half. You can go back and You're a pro now. I don't know about that. I do feel more comfortable. It just feels like I'm in a workshop with you. I just can't gab with you like crazy. Okay, so we're not even going to use half of it. Yes, you have to cut it, Dawn. So your half of your cardstock or designer paper should be cut in half so that you still are looking at it upside or right side up, and it's 12 inches across, 6 inches tall. Everybody good with that? I'm gonna wait for a minute. Actually, I'm gonna move something out here a sec. So I'm not gonna take the time to let you guys see this right now, but I'm gonna show you kind of what we're gonna end up doing. So this is a snapshot of how we're gonna end up cutting our designer paper. Lots of cuts, Dawn. And I have little reminders here of what I need and tips and whatever. Oh, I forgot. We're going to be punching out our greetings also. But anyway, so this is going to be a picture. So we're going to be doing our big cuts first. We're just going to cut one section at a time. And I did it backwards. I don't know why, but like it would have made sense to have this section and then this section here and this section here. It doesn't really matter, but we're going to be doing the big cuts and then dealing with this, and then we'll do another cut and we'll deal with this, and then we'll deal with this. Okay? So this is just kind of the picture, and I'll make sure to share this so that you can do it on your own later. You don't need to take measurements down now. But that's just kind of what we're doing. Okay, so is everybody ready? So we're going to use just half of our designer paper. Now, honestly, you could have done this with just one sheet of designer paper, but having two sheets adds interest, makes it different and pretty and cool and whatever. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna change gears for a sec. I'm assuming that everybody's ready now, and we're gonna take this 2-inch strip of our white that we cut off. Dawn, yours is more. And you're going to punch out of here. Now, we may not, depending on your punch, you may not have enough for 6 punches, but that's what we're looking for. So we'll see. So I have 1. So you're going to want to do as close as possible so that you get as many as possible. 2. Now you tell me. 3. I'm not going to make it in here. So hopefully you guys have scrap by you. I kind of mentioned that at one time because I definitely need it. Because I can only get 4 out of here with the punch that I chose. So I have another scrap here. I don't know if this will work. Ooh, this is just wide enough. So I'm doing a couple more. Actually, there's a bonus one, so I'm doing 3 more. So there's 7 if you have scrap paper. Now, if you don't have scrap paper near you, all of these are just tags that you're going to put on your card that you can go back and add the tag to it later, okay? But I wanted to have this ready right here so that you can see my finished cards and know that you're on the right track. Okay. So I'm done with those pieces. All right, so how's everybody doing? You have your punched pieces ready? I love this designer paper. It's so cool. And these are actually, they go perfectly with the front and back for these. I love, love, love it. So we have our cardstock cut, our white cardstock cut for one of our layers that we're going to have. We have our punched pieces, and we have our designer paper lined up and cut in half this way so that we can see it up. I don't see any comments yet. Does that mean you're all busy working still? You must still be busy working. or somebody's running around trying to find. Marsha's ready. Thanks, Marsha. All right, you're done. So we're going to come back to here. All right, so I'm going to show you this quick, but then we're just going to do it, okay? So this is the first section that we're going to be doing. So we're going to cut, this says 4.5 inches. So we are going to line this up, and it doesn't have to be from the right side. That's just the drawing, because the designer paper is all the same. So we're going to line this up with 4.5 inches, not 4 1/4 like we often will cut, and not 4. We want 4.5 inches, and we're going to cut both layers. Okay, you can set the big section aside, like this part that I just cut off. This can be set aside for us to use later. So we're cutting it at 4.5 inches, and then I feel like I would do better this way. So my next cut, so this is 6 inches, right? So we're cutting this in half at 3 inches. So make sure that you're lined up well. Off camera again. All right, so we're lining this up at 3 inches. So I turned it to do this. Cut it at 3 inches, okay? Now we're going to turn it back, and these are going to go into 1.5 inch sections. And if you don't want to try to do 2 of them at a time, that's fine. So we cut this into at 3 inches this way. Now these we're going to cut into 1.5. So you're going to end up with 12 little 1.5 inch by 3 inch pieces of designer paper. Okay. I'm having a hard time keeping my layers lined up. I don't know about you guys. If you are, you're just like me. All right. There's one stack. 1.5. And 1.5. So I feel like we need to have a stamping time together. Maybe we should do this once a month. I'm not sure I would have all these people on every month, because some of you will end up going back to work or school or whatever, but okay, so we're going to be done with the paper cutter right now. So what I'm doing right now, I won't go without you, but I'm setting up all of my designer paper. I'm stacking it up into the 2 sets of designer paper, but now I want to take half of it, 1, 2, 3, and flip it. 1, 2, 3, and flip it. So we have once a month. Sounds great. Yeah, I like that. I don't know if I can keep coming up with this double wonder idea, if you like this idea, and just have different cuts and sizes and whatever, or I'm not sure the best way to do it. Maybe I'll do, those of you demonstrators, there's a mystery stamping thing that I've heard talked about, and I saw on Demonstrator Planning Place. I might do something like that. I don't know, but I like this. Okay, so now what you want to do, I won't leave without you, but now what you want to do is you want to combine your stacks. So you want 3 different designs in each stack. Did I say that right? I feel like I didn't say that right. All right, so I mixed them up, and obviously you kind of want to, I don't think it needs to be as extravagant, but I love this. Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe a simpler stamping time rather than making 10 cards. So each of these stacks, I don't know if you can see mine very, yeah, pretty good. Each of these stacks has like 3 different colors to it. Now, if one of your designs doesn't really look good with the other one, then maybe you'll want to switch it. So I'm lighting them up like this because this is basically how they're going to go on our cards. So kind of what I have in mind is if you have 2 big flowery, then maybe they'll go on the outside, or maybe maybe you prefer it this way because these are more 2 bluer kinds or whatever. Just arrange them in a way that you think looks best. So I feel like mine has such a huge difference between the flowery and the splotchiness. I feel like that's the way I need to do it, but maybe yours is different. So you choose what works best for your card that you think. Also, if you're just waiting right now, this would be a good one to use your dark colors on if you have dark colors, mostly because wait, I want to make sure that I have, I'm going to use different ones though. Well, use two of your dark colors if you really want to use them. So I'm going to use these 2, and I want to use Poppy Parade. The reason now is a good time for your dark colors is because this one has, you do use a label, the punch on it. A couple of the designs don't use the punch on it, and that wouldn't be a good one to use your dark color on because you still need to stamp on there and you might not be able to see it well. So this is a good one to use dark colors if you have it. All right, so how's everybody doing? Do you have your colors arranged here? Do you have your colors cut? I didn't even check in with that. And these are the colors that I'm choosing for this particular one. It really doesn't matter. They're all, because I chose colors that coordinate with this designer paper. All right, so I'm just gonna wait and see when somebody comes on. Penny's all set. Good job, Penny. So did you do this with Shannon or no, Penny? Shannon is our, I told you, is our DDM, and she did this as a Facebook Live with everybody, I think it was a Friday night, and I think I had a whole bunch of live things, virtual things that week, and I just was like, you know what? I just need to hang with Todd a bit. So I didn't join in, but then I went back and watched it because it sounded so fun. I'm like, I could do this with you guys, so here I am. All right, so Penny's all set. Anybody still behind? If you are, take a minute and let me know. I think I cut too many pieces, but it looks like you're ready for 4 cards. Correct. Yeah, so we have 12 pieces here that are all ready for 4 cards. Okay, cool. Lots of people already. All right, so now what we're going to do, now we're using our 4 pieces of white that we cut, the 3 1/4 by 5. And what we're going to do is take them. So I would do this in a way that, in an organized way. Grab a group of them, flip them all over. Either flip them all or don't flip any. It's going to be confusing if you don't. So I'm going to move this one here. I want that big red flower there. Okay, so I have these all flipped upside down, and I'm going to add snail. Actually, I'll show you what I'm doing first, and then I'm going to add it. I'm going to tuck this right under here, because these aren't upside down. So these are going to go on here like this, okay? I'll lift it up so you can see. So each of these are going to go on this white piece like this. So I flipped one section all over. Because if you just flip one, then you're going to confuse yourself, okay? So now I'm off camera again, it seems like. So I would do my outside pieces first. Get kind of a good border here on both of the outsides. And then your inside can fit here. So here's my first one. Okay. So again, flip them upside down, all three of them. I'm just going to keep putting these together. Thank you for no space in between. Yeah, there is some space. Can you see? So, but if you start on the outside and make a good border here, then it leaves a good border for the centerpiece too. Okay, good. Thanks, Marsha. Okay, now I confused myself because I looked up at comments. I forgot what I was going to ask. I was asking something. Anybody remember what I was going to ask? These are such cool colors. I love them. When Shannon did it, she just used one single strip of adhesive down the center of these panels. I'm like, I would do a little more, but maybe I'm just a little too, I don't know what. I can already see what one I want to be on my Blackberry Bliss. This one right here that has these big, pretty purpley flowers. Love it. I don't know that I said this, but I know I was thinking, thank you, Judy, for getting up so early to stamp with us. My friend Judy, who's also on my team, she, I want to turn that, she lives in Alaska, and she got up, are you 5 or 6 hours behind now, Judy? I feel like it's 5, but I don't remember now. So she is, so let's see, 5 hours would be 6 in the morning. Holy cow. And it was 5 to get up with us. I hope you're still in your jammies and you have coffee. All right, so I have all my white pieces ready. Is everybody to that part or not quite yet? I'm assuming not quite yet because I just got done. I'm going to take a drink quick. Oh, while I'm waiting, if anybody else is waiting, I'm going to fold my cards that I'm planning to use. Still PJ iced tea for me. Gotcha. All right, so do you do sweetened or unsweetened? I know Nadine does unsweetened. All right, so I have all my cards, and I'm going to use my bone folder so that they're folded down well. Sweet. I am not a tea person, but I think mine would need to be sweet as well if I were one. All right, how's everybody doing? Anybody not ready yet? So I had my first club with Zoom last night. It was really easy stamping because I'm still like trying to get used to what I need to do, and I sent all the pieces. FedEx just dropped off stamping. Ooh, yay! Nice. Wow, your FedEx comes early. Or is it just at the, you're not ready yet? Okay. Thanks, Dina. Or did you just get a notification that it's at your post office? Is that what, how you got it, Judy? Or were they at your door? What else I was going to ask or tell something, and I don't know what. No, at your door. Holy cow, that is really early. How are they even on the road already? Like, I thought it took time to... Maybe they load up at night or something? Since it's Alaska, like, stuff comes in at night? I don't know. That's just crazy early to be out delivering already. Like, I feel like around here, whether it's UPS or, you know, that Todd works in transportation, like, their trucks are on the road like 9:30 or something. I just feel like that's really early. At your door. All right, Dina, so you're one person that... Okay, Marsha's ready. I know, sorry, Pedro, I'm just waiting for for people who aren't ready yet. Dina, you specifically said you weren't ready yet, so tell me when you are. It's 7:30 now. It used to be here at 5. That is just crazy. It's 7:30. Oh, so you're only 4 hours behind us right now? You're good to go. Note to self, make sure to start with a newly filled adhesive. Good thing I'm waiting. Hi, Renee. Did you grab stuff to be able to stamp with us? Yes. Well, oh, you're only 4 hours behind? So you don't do daylight savings. I did not know that. I need to keep that in mind. Thanks. Okay, I'm specifically waiting for Dina because she specifically told me that she was not ready. So, Dina, I need to hear from you. Ready. Thanks. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put these all on. If you didn't already do it while you're waiting, choose the cardstock that you want, fold it in half, crease it well if you want to, and we're just going to put these designs on here, and I think I'm going to lay them out and see what I like best with it. So I knew I wanted Blackberry Bliss with this one. This one I'm loving, the Poppy Parade. I like that. I like that. Ooh, these are so pretty. Look at that. I love this. Okay, so once you get your cardstock creased well, decided what you want to go on there, then they just go on your card right in the middle. All right, so this one is going here. Colors. I love this. Okay, so you guys all know, oh, sometime today, I don't remember what time, sometime today, the retired list is coming out, and keep in mind, designer paper, the oldest in colors, they always retire. Always. So like if you love this designer paper and you didn't get it with a buy 3 get 1 free, or didn't get it sometime during the year when I used it and made you fall in love with it, you need to get it sooner than later because it will be gone. And this is the kind of thing that it will be while supplies last. So I have my cards ready here. All right, I'm gonna keep going. I'll stop, but in case anybody is right with me, our next step is going to be cutting 5 inches. I forgot my scissors, I think. I thought I had them. All right, I'll be right back. Not going forward yet. Need to find them. Oh, I know, aren't they awesome colors, Pedro? I love them so much. Okay, so when you're ready, and I won't do the next step until you get this step done, but when you're ready, if you're caught up with me, you need 5 inches of 5 inches of ribbon. You need it 4 times for 4 cards. Okay. So a way that you can line it or figure it out is look how. Oops, just a sec. I lost my comments. Just a sec. Did it turn off? My laptop went blank. So you don't, just a sec. You may not have, like I have my line here. You can either use your paper trimmer, has lines on it, or look, it's just barely, like the length of your white piece that's behind your designer paper here. Okay, that's what we're going for. That's the 5 inches. All right, so you need 4 of them, 1 for each card. All right, so I'm gonna, there's not any cutting that you have to do. I'm just gonna keep going, finishing these cards because you can see what I'm doing as I'm going, and I will just wait when I get to the end. So I always kind of like putting my ribbon on, if it's not tied, I like using mini glue dots. So that's why I chose mini glue dots. You can also do it with just regular, excuse me, regular snail, whatever adhesive you'd like. So that's what I'm doing next. So we're putting our ribbons on here. I'm doing in the center. I'm gonna put all my mini glue dots on, just make sure I don't put anything on top of it. I just saw that Robin was on and shared this video. Robin, if you weren't on earlier, you were one of my winners from my drawing from what day is today? Today's Wednesday, so it would have been my drawing from Monday. Oops, I made that one too long. But look, I have scissors right here, so I have no problem. So I don't know how you want to do it. I put 2 mini glue dots on here. Putting this on, it doesn't really matter. All right, so here is where I am. And now we're going to need our four of our tags with whatever greeting it is that you want. I chose 3 of them. I chose birthday, thank you, and thinking of you with all my heart from Peaceful Moments. I'm using Blackberry Bliss. You're welcome, Robin. I still don't know if you have stamping stuff. Ooh, happy birthday. And kind of stamping off, not exactly off camera, a little bit off camera. Way off to the side. Obviously you need to choose greetings that will fit on your punch. I made sure when I chose this punch that the greetings that I would want would fit on here. Okay, I'm stamping for the moment. All right, and here is where we need some dimensionals. Oops. So I'm flipping them over, putting dimensionals on the back. Is that enough? No. See, I want dimensionals so that they straddle the ribbon, but I want there to be enough so that it stays popped up. So I probably use far too many dimensionals than is necessary, but I've said many, many times I'm not shy with them. So you do what you feel you need to do. Today is my anniversary. Todd and I have been married 31 years today. I'm making him mac and cheese. He loves it. We like watching cooking shows. I think I've told you that before. And we saw this one that, well, you know, every now and then somebody will make a homemade mac and cheese. I've never known like what the big deal was, but every now and then somebody will make one like, you know, that looks really good. And so I looked up and I found a recipe and I tried it, and my husband fell in love with me all over again. He just loves it. Like whenever I make mac and cheese, he tells me, oh, thank you. He tells me several times during the meal while he's eating, have I mentioned how much I love this meal? Have I mentioned I love you? He is so funny. And then still with leftovers. So we always have leftovers because it makes a big batch, even if I divide it in half. And pretty much all leftovers go to him so he can take food to work. And he'll text me in the middle of the day. Have I told you how much I love mac and cheese? He is so funny. All right, so all my cards are done. Look at that. Well, these 4 anyway. We've only dealt with a third of our designer paper. But you know what? This is almost half of the cards that we're going to make, so we're all good. Thank you for the anniversary wishes. I appreciate it. You'll have to share. I will share that recipe. That's a good idea. So I bought, oh, what is it? I got to think of it for a sec. What is the cheese? there's a cheese that I hadn't ever bought before, and I can't think of what it is right now. Oh, Gruyere. Gruyere is in this cheese. It calls for 3 kinds of cheese. One of them is suggested mozzarella. One, like you do a cup of each of these. Mozzarella and cheddar is suggested, and then in this recipe it says Gruyere is a good melting cheese, and it's good. And I hadn't ever had it, and we got it, and it's like a smoky flavor and a little bit funky, and I don't like blue cheese though, so it's not that kind of funk. But it and then at our store we found I found one. It's like applewood smoked Gruyere or something. Oh, I've had it where it's buy one get one. I'm like, okay, we're gonna need this for some mac and cheese, so I will definitely share that recipe. It's a little bit time consuming to put together, but it's not hard in any way. All right, while you guys are finishing, I'm gonna go. I need to grab another thing of water. I just drank the rest. Just a sec. Oh, I don't know, Karen. Hi, Karen. Are you a friend of somebody on here? And I will definitely share the recipe. Or are you a demonstrator or what? Thank you for all your well wishes. That's lovely. Yeah, I will definitely share the recipe. There's another one I'll probably end up making on Saturday. Oh shoot, my computer went away again. Oh no, it's good. Last time it totally turned off when it went away. This time I caught it in time, I guess. Oops. There's another recipe that I did that is another one that my husband just goes wild over. So we don't. Oh, okay, good. Glad to meet you, Karen. Another recipe that my husband just goes crazy over is, and we don't make this often because we just don't buy expensive ingredients, but again, we saw this on a cooking show. By the way, how's everybody doing? Are you at this point where you're ready to go? I'm just gabbing to make sure that you're all caught up, so tell me what's up. So this was another recipe that we saw on a cooking show, and I specifically looked this one up. I didn't thank you, Diane. I didn't just go searching for a random recipe. I went searching for this one. We watched somebody make okay, thanks, Dawn. Make shrimp scampi. And it's not like I grew up on shrimp scampi from Red Lobster. I grew up on Red Lobster, and now I haven't been there in years and years, probably. But that salty, buttery kind of thing. And it's definitely more an adult version, and it's served like in/with pasta. And you use wine in it and whatever. I don't cook with a lot of wine, but I do for this recipe. Anyway, that's another one that I'll probably be making Saturday. We decided on Saturday we'd probably either do shrimp or scallops, and that's assuming that either the line isn't long at Costco or I'm ready to deal with the line at Costco. Because Tyler went there yesterday, I think around noon or something, and he said there were lines off both sides of the building, and like, I'm not sure I'm ready for that. So that may not happen, but I have all the stuff for mac and cheese, so that's happening tonight. All right. So anybody who, when you tell me, thank you, Georgianne. I didn't know you were on here with me. Are you stamping too? Excuse me. I'm back, lost connection. Oh no, that's no good. I don't know how long a long time ago was, so I don't know if you can catch up. But you can see my done cards now. This is still just the, I don't know when you cut out, but this is still the first section of the designer paper. Penny's done, Lynn's ready. You are stamping, oh good. Dawn and Diane, no, not Diane. I don't remember who it was. Oh, Marsha was the other one. Okay, Nancy's ready. Okay, Dawn, just waiting for you. So you guys saw my done card, so I'm going to get these out of the way. You can set those aside, and you're going to want your, perfect, thanks Dawn. You're going to want your paper trimmer again, and your section of designer paper. So I'm going to show you the next section. So I have these in a weird order. I thought that she had done it in a different order. I don't know where I put my, oh, there's the post-it note. I'm going to leave this here somewhere. Okay, so the next section that we're going to do is this one right here. So we're going to need to cut off 4 inches. But first, well, no, yeah, 4 inches first. I'm not even going to go there yet. Okay, so take your stacked designer paper. Make sure that you have it facing so that you can read it or see it, or it's right side up or whatever. And we're going to, excuse me, cut it into 4 inches wide. Okay? You will do that later. I just need to add ribbon and words. Oh, perfect. Okay. I'm glad you're not that far behind. Okay, so did you see the ribbon, Jamie, is just 5 inches long, and it's just attached under here, and these are popped with dimensionals. So if you don't have your, you can use your paper trimmer to measure your 5 inches, or it just needs to be about as long as the white that's on here. Okay? So I don't know if you missed that or not. Okay, so we are 5 inches wide here that we cut. Now we want to cut off 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so depending on your trimmer, if you have too hard of a time doing it on this side, so it is, yes, right now it is 6 by 4. But we're cutting it down to 5 1/4. Yeah, 5 1/4. So if you have too hard of a time measuring over on your right side, then measure on this side 5 1/4, because that's what this is going to end up being. So maybe you're all set for this step already. Okay, we're going to save this for later. Just set this aside, okay? All right, so right now we have two pieces that are 4 inches wide by 5 1/4. Has everybody got that done? Because you want to do that first before the next step. So I'm stopping a minute to make sure everybody's clear. 4 inches wide, 5 1/4. And you know what, Dawn, if yours is shorter this way, that's not a problem. Your design will just look a little bit different, but it will be fine. All right, everybody good? It takes a minute for comments to come through. You're probably realizing that now. Okay, good. Dawn's got it. Everybody else good? Ready. Okay, so the next step now is we need to cut it into 1 inch strips. Okay, so again, if you can do the 1 inch on the right, that works. Otherwise, you're going to cut it at 3, and then at 2, and then at 1 to get this. You got that. So sorry if you saw blank. I had a call coming in. Excuse me. So we are going to end up with a total of 8 1-inch by... Is that pretty clear? Pedro, you're so funny. 8 1-inch by 5 1/4 inch strips. All right. Oh, we're still going to need this out here. Are there 4? I feel like there's 4. Everybody have all their strips cut? Marsha's ready. All right. So we're going to be making 4 more cards. And we're going to be matching these up. Now, I don't know what your designer paper looks like, but mine totally goes with each other front and back. And so I'm not going to mix it up like I did last time so much. I'm going to make 2 cards that have this combination, and 2 cards that have this combination. I'll just choose different card bases. 1 inch by 5 1/4. Yep. So you have a total of 8. So you're going to cut 3 times. So you end up with 4 1-inch pieces on 2 sheets. So yes, you are correct, Nancy. Okay. So choose how you want this to be. Oh, my computer keeps going away. Oh, there we go. So choose how you want your pieces to be. If you just want to do front and back for them all, that's fine. But maybe your designer paper all of them go together a little bit better, or they make sense or whatever. I want mine like this. So I'm going to choose 2 colors here. So this is one you're going to want lighter colors because you are stamping right on this cardstock. Okay. Oh, I want one of these. And this is one, if you chose to do some cuts that were different than mine, this is definitely the one where you need to have them just like mine. So if you did some the long way, where you scored at 5 1/2 instead of doing it this way, set those aside. This is not the design that you want to do it with. You need this hamburger fold one. But we don't need to fold it in half yet because we need to do something to it first. All right, is everybody ready? You have all your pieces cut? I'm just going to keep going because I can always remind you again later. Okay, so now we need to, on each of these, we need to score, not cut, score at 1 1/4 inches. Now, you may be able to do it on this side with, my trimmer is big enough to do that on this side, but you might have to do it here. It's up to you, but we're scoring it at 1 1/4. I gotta make sure that that's right. Yes, 1 1/4 inches. So scoring 1 1/4. So on each of these we need one of these, either the front or the back. You're going to turn it into the front at 1 1/4. Scoring. Also, since we have our trimmer out here, we're we're gonna cut some ribbon. You may not need this long if you don't want to do a bow, but I don't know what you're gonna need. We need 22 inches of ribbon for each of these cards. So I'm just going across this base that is 12. And then shorten it. 12, so I want it at 10 inches right here. All right, so I measured one, so I'm just going to do the rest of them from this. Teresa, are you on with me right now? I see that you like it. I like seeing what people are doing while I'm doing it. I always cut my ribbons at an angle. They look prettier, and I feel like they don't fray. 22 inches long for each card, so 4 of them. So I did one, and I'm just measuring from the other. I feel like this is potentially excess ribbon, but I'm still just doing it this way. It's handy having my laptop here so that I can see your comments while I'm doing stuff. All right. Okay. So we have all of our cutting done, or I do anyway. So I'm just waiting for everybody to make sure that you are ready. Got ribbon size. All right, so I'm gonna fold my cards in half. So if you're waiting, you can do that too. Ready. Thank you, Dawn. Anybody not ready? All right, so I fold my cards in half here. Okay, I got a few readies. Okay, so fold your cards in half just like you normally would. And now on this score line that we have, we're going to fold it back. So you're going to want your bone folder probably for this too. All right, so we have all our cards folded in half and then have our score line folded back. Now, if you didn't guess it already, our designer paper is gonna go on the fold here and on the inside so that we can see it, okay? So I definitely chose colors that they go better with one than another for some of these. So I'm just going to start putting these on here. So you don't get confused, remember to flip them both upside down at the same time. And put adhesive on them at the same time so that you don't put adhesive on the same side and then have it not be able to be different from each other. So I'm going to put my flower here. And this piece here. Oh, that one one definitely needs to be the front, not the back. Excuse me. I love these big flowers on here. Oops. So is this project making you guys love your designer paper that you're working with? Because it totally is me. I just love these colors together. I love the bright bold. Love the big flowers. I love that mine are very matchy-matchy. All right. Put this here. I decided to put my big bold on the front of all these rather than on the inside part of all these. So here's all my cards. So now I'm just going to keep going. I hope I have a good size here. So now we're going to put our greeting in this little area right here on each of these cards. I'm not sure if thank you is going to fit here. So if your greeting doesn't fit, what you could do, so we're going to be wrapping this ribbon around and tying a bow with this. If your greeting doesn't fit that you chose, you could always turn it like this. We'll still wrap our ribbon around here. And then you could put your saying right here. So that's something that you could do to make it different too and make it fit if what you have doesn't fit. I think I'm going to do that for a couple of mine. So, thank you. No, I want happy birthday on this one. I lost my ink pad. You love the yellow card? It's really bright and bold, isn't it? I love it too. Silhouette paper is one of my favorite. Me too. You're loving the green card. Yeah, these colors are just awesome together. I missed some comments. I wasn't paying attention. I'm working but just peeking in. Cool. Thanks for peeking in, Mary. You can always come back later and do it. I don't know if anybody commented below or before. Linda Stearns did. I missed it. I was busy admiring my cards. So sorry if I missed. If you commented before Linda, I can't see how I can scroll down to see it. If you commented before Linda and I didn't answer your question, ask it again, please, because I can't find it. All right, so this yellow one needs to be a happy birthday one, in my opinion. My birthday card. And I feel like that one's going to be a thank you card. We're going to make this one a birthday card too. Both of the ones that you guys liked are, I'm making birthday cards. And then this one I'm going to make it be, oh, I can't do it with this one. Darn it. I need my flowers up and down, so this one needs to be a birthday card too. I should have thought of that first. Okay, so pay attention. If your designer paper matters, it can't be one that you turn sideways like that. But this one can. So this one can be a thank you or a other saying on here that I love is thinking of you with all my heart. I want that one. All right. Okay, so to finish these cards out, we're gonna tie a bow around it. It actually closes it. It's what closes the card. So it kind of looks like a little gift when you do it. All right, so I'm gonna wait a minute before I do this so that you guys can watch me do the bow. You probably watched it before on my live, but I'm just gonna wait a minute. So tell me when you're ready. Or tell me if you need more time. One or the other. I don't know where everybody's at. Everybody's too busy to comment. I'm still putting my stuff together. More time. One of my stamps is upside down. Oops. That's something that you can always go back and do also, but I'll wait for a minute. So did you stamp it upside down? You might have to go back. You might have to put like a piece over it, a punched piece over it or something. Lynn's ready. I forgot if there's more. Give your card to someone who's left-handed. Oh, good. Good job, Dawn. Okay. So I'm going to keep going now. So you can always come back and watch it or do your ribbons later if you can't do it right now. So the easy way to do a bow is to make bunny ears. So I have 2 loops right here. Am I in camera? Yeah. So I have 2 loops right here. I can't get a hold of it with my other hand. All right. So I'm going to cross my loops and make it like I'm doing a normal knot. So I'm crossing my loops and I need to, oops, it's not going well. Just a sec. Maybe I need them shorter. I thought I needed them longer. All right. Cross my loops. And pull it tight. I do need them longer, but I need those things to go, to not get in the way. And then I need to cross them again. Maybe I cut it too short. Hope I didn't tell you guys to cut it too short. Cross them again. Go through the hole and tie it. Well, it's not the prettiest bow, but there it is. You got 4 more to watch me do. All right. So you do need a kind of a big loop, but you need to make sure that the tail doesn't come through while you're doing it. Okay. So I have 2 loops. I'm crossing them here. Now, if you don't want to do bows, you can always just do a knot. You're just going to have extra ribbon that you're going to have to cut off, that's all. I'm not sure I want to do all these bows. So if I'm struggling, then you're going to also. Got to find the hole that I made. Okay, that didn't work. All right, I'm going to try it a different way. Okay, so here is a loop. I'm going to go around it. I suddenly forgot how to make a bow normal. All right, I'm just going to do this normal. So we're going to cross it over, tie it closed, loop, go around, pull through. Man, that one seemed like it went better for me. Did I need to make a bow before I made the loop? Is that my problem? It's not holding it very tight. I know you guys always complain about that. Maybe that was my problem. I needed to make the loop first. Okay, so I went through. Now I'm making a loop. Make a loop. Come through. I think that was my problem. You need to not have to do 2 loops at one time. You got to make it hang on to the card first. It's just not getting very tight. I'm going to try a knot instead of a loop. One thing that might help make it tight is if we have this taped down. That's up to you whether or not you want to adhere this section down. I kind of feel like I want to for this one. I'm going to give it a shot. I don't feel like Shannon did that, but I feel like I want to. So I'm going to make sure that this is staying there like that. Oh, now it's out of my way. Thank you, Lord. All right. I decided I'll give the bow a shot again. Should the flap be glued? I just did that one, Lynn. Good idea. Glad you thought of it. Okay. I hadn't glued it, and then I decided I needed to. And I like how it's coming together better with it that way. Oh, that's better. That's better. All right, glue your flaps down. It will go better. That's kind of cute, though. All right. Flap gluing time. All right. Doing this one. That, you definitely need to glue it down if you want to do the bow. Whoo-wee, that was rough. Okay, I'm using tear and tape. That's a good idea, but I feel like, because I always say that, use tear and tape when you're making something do that it doesn't want to do. But with the ribbon on here, it should make it so that it stays without much of a problem. I didn't trim any of these yet. Penny's done already. Did you already do the glue down your flap so you were ahead of us because we were struggling? Penny beat me. Or else she didn't do bows. All right. I'm going to do the bunny loop. Bunny ears one again. All right, so we have these 2 pieces, the loops here, cross them, come through. Man, this works much better when you have it tied to the card first. All right. so fun. All right, I'm being a rebel. I tied my ribbon over the folded flap so the card opens without untying the ribbon. All right, good job. So I'm going to trim this. So they all look nice and pretty. I feel like this is kind of big here. You are allowed to make your card however you like, Marcia. But that's funny that you're being a rebel. All right, how's everybody else doing? You still working? This first one that I did looks kind of cute, but it certainly wasn't easy to do. This first tie. All right, Nancy's done. I'm getting rid of all my little ribbon scraps here. All right, so here's all my finished cards. Scalloped ribbon is pretty, but not good for tying a bow. Oh, yeah. Watching carefully. All right. So here's your yellow one, Pedro. And Linda. All right. Done. Good job. Dawn, you can always just doing bows later. Done kind of doing bows later. I'm saving the ribbon part. Okay, well, you know what? You can always just do in knots. I was just going to tell Dawn that. You don't have to do the bow. So just keep that in mind. So it looks like everybody's ready or putting the ribbon part off till later. So we have one last section that we're doing here. So I'm going to move this here. There's actually two parts. So we have our last set of designer paper, and we're doing this section right here. So this is 3.5 inches wide. That's what we're left with. And we're going to turn it. We're going to cut these two pieces right here. Okay? We're not messing with this. I know you like it. Thanks, Pedro. Okay, so we have our designer paper here, and we are cutting, so we already have 3.5 inches. We're cutting this at 2 1/4, twice. So we have, oops, cutting blade, not scoring blade. 2 1/4 and 2 1/4. So we have these two little pieces. Oh, just a sec. My battery is low. I need to go get something for my phone. Just a sec. Not usually on for this long. All right. Just a sec. I need to put this up a bit. Close that. Get that out of the way. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So we have our two pieces that we cut. I need to check one more thing. I don't know if it's charging or not. I didn't hear it, but it might be because I'm live. Okay, so that's all we're cutting for the moment. So did everybody get their pieces cut? So we need 2.5 by 3. No, you need it was 3.5. This was how wide it was. 3.5 is how wide our section, our big long section was. Then we turn it and we have 2.25. Okay, so it's 2.25 by 3.5. So this started out being 3.5 inches wide by 6. We turn it and we're cutting it at 2.25. So we have 3.5 by 2.25. We have 4 pieces of them. Okay, the 2 extras, the skinny little pieces, set those aside. Those are for a bonus card. Okay, everybody have that cut? Double checking. Thanks, Jamie. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing for me because the front and backs go so well together. So I'm going to make 2 cards. So they're going to be like this. And I want, this is going to be a punched one, I believe. Yes, it's going to be a punched one. So I can use it with, I don't really like that for this one. All right, so I'm going to make another yellow one again. And Pacific Point. Okay, so these are my cards. And, whoops. So once you have your designer paper cut and matched up how you want it, then choose the colors that you're going to use. And we're just going to put these on here. So I'm going to go, so I'm kind of making a border at the bottom that is even. So I'm going to put both of these on here. I think I'm going to go opposite this on this one. Okay, then somewhere here you have these skinny little strips that we cut off from the last section. Do you remember that? So I wonder if I should have done it differently. I'm going to change. My pieces are not right, so now I have the 4 I need. Apparently I didn't follow directions at the point. That's funny. All right, I'm totally changing this up because of the designs that I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm putting my big bold stuff together. Changing this up because we're going to be putting something in. We're going to be putting this strip in between here. And I decided, oops, I lost my laptop again. So I'm going to change it and put it like this. So that makes more sense. So I don't have my middle piece be the same as one of my top pieces. That makes sense? Sorry, I changed midstream. All right, so this is going to go on here. Right in the middle. That's all right. All right, so we have both of those. Now we need 2 more punched pieces. And we're going to need 2 12-inch lengths of ribbon. I lost my ribbon. There it is. And I'm cheating because I have this sitting right here. I'm not pulling my trimmer back out. So 12 inches. 12 inches. So I cut my ribbon 12 inches long. I have my pieces here. I have my punches, and I'm going to put my words on it. I'm just going to keep going, putting dimensionals on the back of my words. You can see everything I think here that I have done or that you might still need to do. We're almost done stamping. Can you believe it? Okay. So I'm just going to keep going. Just finishing this card, these cards right here. All right, so my thank you is going to go on here. And my other is going to go on this one. Okay, so now this ribbon, we're going to tie in a bow all by itself, and we're going to stick it on here. So again, I'm going to take my loops, I'm going to cross them through the loop and pull. This is definitely easier for this type of bow where you're just going to attach it to your card. Just doing the bunny loops, bunny ears. Have I been saying bunny loops this whole time? Okay, so this is another place where ribbon length is 12 inches. Probably really don't need that much, but you need to be able to have your, be able to make your loop long enough. So this is another place that I need a mini glue dot. And I'm going to put it on the bottom here, and I'm going to press the knot into it. And it's up to you how long you want this bow length to be. Hi MJ, I haven't met you yet. Are you a demonstrator or are you just a customer or a stamper? I saw you liked my page today. That makes me happy. And thanks for helping Nancy out. Okay, so here's my card with the bow on it. And I'm going to do the other one. So bunny ears. Crossing over and through the loop is get you where you want to be. Oh, cool. I love Janet. So do you do, I feel like I know about you. Like, are you part of a Stampers Club where you're at? And where are you located? I feel like somehow I know partly about you. Okay, so we have our other bow here. And I'm going to cut this before I even put it on there. Scrapbook and cards. You live in San Diego. That's awesome. So you're up. I guess you're not up so early. One of my, I don't know how soon you got on here, but one of my people, she's from Alaska, and she got up so that she could stamp with us. That's awesome. I love her so much. So thank you for joining us. Is Jana on too right now? I didn't see her. Okay, pressing my bow onto my mini glue dot and putting it onto my card. There, here's my done cards. All right, where's everybody at? Are you doing all right? So we just got done making 10 cards. And we have one more bonus card left to do. I'm going to take a drink while I'm waiting for you guys. All right, while I'm waiting for you, I'm going to stamp on my last punch that I have. If you guys didn't have the punch because you needed extra cardstock, you can always go back and do it later. But that's all that I need my ink pad for, so I'm going to close that and put it aside. All right, so I'm going to put those aside. How's everybody doing? You still need time, or are you good? Well, that's a boring thing to look at. I'll put them back out. Shared. Thanks, Marilyn. Okay, so I talked early on about... Okay. Thanks, Don. I talked early on about how I'm going to do my free... Okay, good. Thanks, Nancy and Georgianne. So I'm going to draw names for anybody that shares. I love it when you share. It helps my business. It helps spread positive things and crafting, and we all just kind of need that a lot lately. So what I'm doing it differently this time. Thanks. Sounds like you're all good. But I thought of something when Marilyn said that she shared it. I am doing it differently this time. So I am going to draw 2 names. Even though I made 10 cards, I'm going to draw 2 names because I want to send these cards out also. And I want to mail the cards for the winners, to 2 people who you would like me to send them to. So I'm not going to mail them to you. I'm going to mail them to somebody that you would like them mailed to. Okay? So just to send them a little bit of sunshine. Hopefully you're stamping with me, or if you're not, you can go back and stamp and do this with your own supplies. So that's how I'm doing my drawing. I'll still do it live on Friday from anybody who shared from today. Does that make sense? Okay, so done with these 2 cards. So the last thing that we need is, sorry, I went across the thing, is these 2 little pieces that we had left from our last section. And we are going to cut these in half. So, I forgot the lines, just a sec. Oh, at 1.5 and 1 3/4 inches. So these are 1.5 inches this way, and we need to cut at 1 3/4 to cut this 3.5 inch section in half. So lining it up at 1 3/4, and we're cutting. Excuse me. So we have, I want that big flower, I want that, flip that over, flip that over. So you want 4 pieces, and we're going to arrange them and put them on. That doesn't really have any blackberry bliss in it, so I'm going to use my crumb cake for this one. And this wasn't mentioned, but I feel like on this, no, we'll be good. We'll be good. Okay. So this is our bonus card. So we're taking our last few pieces of scraps. We're lining it up on here, and we're going to put our punch piece right on here. No ribbon, no anything. Just using up our pieces. So, turn all your pieces over at the same time. Remember, then you won't get confused. I about did it wrong and probably would have confused myself. So I'm putting my adhesive on here. Now maybe you'll want, the size of my pieces are 1.5 inch by 1 3/4 inch. Thank you for liking and sharing, ladies. I appreciate it. So maybe you'll want to wait, because I about said this and then I just changed my mind. I kind of feel like this needs a white piece behind it. So maybe you'll want to wait and cut a piece that would be like that. I'm gonna place these on here, and I'm just gonna leave them, but I'm gonna tell you what size I think that piece should be. Just a sec. If you wanting to do that. All right, so this is 1, 2, 3.5 inches wide. So you probably will want something, it's just bigger than that. So you probably are going to want 3 3/4 wide by, how big is this? 1, 2, 3 by 3 3/4. No, I said that wrong. Sorry. 3 3/4 by 3 1/4 would be a good piece to fit behind here. And I think I might do that. Sorry, I didn't tell you to do this, but you can always go back and do this. But I'm going to show you what it looks like. So 3 3/4. I don't know if it's just because it's my color of designer paper or what, but I feel like it needs it. By 3 1/4. See, I scored instead of cut. That's why I try to do it at the other end. All right, so I'm going to take these off because I didn't press them down. I just put them on there. So I'm going to go up in the corner. Just make a really skinny border here. I like it. All right, so how many of you added that too? If you have if you had white paper next to you still. Yes, that makes me happier. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how awesome is that? We made 11 cards in 2 hours. I think it's under 2 hours because I didn't get started right away because I was waiting for people. Put this here. Oh, I forgot to score it or crease this. Awesome. I love it. All right, so I'm going to put back all my cards here so you can see them again. I'll take what size white? So I cut this white to 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. That fit this. So I will take a picture of all these together to share, but just showing you a quick screenshot here of everything. I love it. Love, love, love this. All right, so I really, really would like you to share. Okay, I'm gonna do another way of sending cards. So I told you that I didn't want to send these to you guys, because you're making all these cards too. But if you share your picture of all your cards that you made, so just take a big screenshot like this, or I mean, it's not a screenshot. Thank you. I love the color too. Keep saying screenshot, but I'm just saying, like, take a picture of just this big group of cards so we can see everything that you made. You share your picture either in a comment here on this video or on my Dazzled by Stamping community group. Then I will send you one of my cards. I'm going to do a random drawing just for those people also. So I'll do a random drawing of people who shared my video, and I'll send it to somebody who you would like me to send it to. And I will do a separate drawing of people who share a picture of all the cards that they made. You can do it in one of two places. I'm glad that you like it. Marlene, were you stamping with us too? Excuse me. What designer paper did you choose to work with? Yes, I love this cheerful colors. This makes me happy so much. Okay, remember, 2 places to share. In the comments of this video and or on Dazzled by Stamping community on that group. So you will be entered for sharing a picture for those. No, just enjoyed watching. Okay, cool. Thanks. You can go back and this video will be saved here. I will also post it on my blog, so it will end up, well, you know, you found me on YouTube. It will be posted on YouTube so people can stamp along with it and come back to this anytime. So, yeah, so lots of ways to win a card or win something to be sent to someone. All right, so I think I'm done. Anybody else still need me on here? Thank you. I'm glad that you joined me. I'll finish mine up after lunch and send a pic later. Perfect. That sounds awesome. How did you say you're sharing your pattern direction? So I'm going to take a picture of my stuff and I'm going to take a picture of the pattern. And I'll probably put words to it because it's hard to read the Post-it notes that are kind of in the way of the picture. So I will put that on there. I'm glad that you joined me, Dawn. I haven't been with you in a while. Thank you, Dina and Penny. Thank you, Pedro. You have a good day too. Okay. Yes. So we're gonna have to do this again in once a month. Sounds wonderful. And yes, maybe it will need to be simpler next time. But I love having all these cards done now. Okay. I'm gonna close in a second, just making sure that nobody needs directions still before I go. And I'm actually I need to pop you back up. Okay, so I'm gonna upside down you, backwards you, and here I am. It's been fun being with you guys today too. I'm glad that you enjoyed your time with me. So I think that's all that I have because nobody said that they still need something. If you forgot that you need something, eventually I'll be putting it on here. I need to take pictures. I need to do words. I will get to that. It might take a little longer than when it usually does when I edit the video. But the video will still be here right away. It just won't be edited with all my extras in it. Thank you for joining me. It was a wonderful day. And, oh, and I got to share my mac and cheese recipe with you too. Can't forget that. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye.